Let's go. What's up, people? We are on and ready and a big reveal tonight. I got in front of me all the different class changes, some big, some small, some none, some entirely reworked. It's a big stream tonight, giving a little 0.9 reveal. And we already have 2 super chats. Liam got a car today. Woo! Nice, Liam. Nice. The hype is extra strong. I feel you, brother. Let's go. Congrats, dude. Let's go. Let's go. And then the D&D GC, let's go. So much hype from everybody. Put out a short with my first homebrew DC20 item. Nice. I love seeing content creators make DC20 stuff. It's like literally, oh man, it's just so surreal. It's like a full circle. Editing the next long vid, which is about teaching 5e players how to play DC20 and the channel seeing some growth. Just wanted to say thank you again for the inspiration, brother. Thank you for making DC20 content, baby. Let's go. And that's another reason why I feel like it was a good idea for me to take a step back from like weekly DC20 videos. Is there's a lot of content creators out there now stepping up, taking it on the mantle of making some DC20 content. So, let's go. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for that, dude. Thank you. But yeah, this is the stream tonight. We're on, and here's how the whole thing goes. I am going to do a announcement reveal type situation. I have all of the stuff about what's going on with 0.9, some big picture announcement stuff. I am going to clip this and turn it into a video to update the backers and everything like that. I do monthly updates. This is going to be the October update, October 1st update or whatever, right? So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to drop that video tomorrow probably. And yeah. That's going to be a huge announcement. You're going to see a lot of stuff, and then we can talk about that stuff, right? And then I'll open up for questions and all that kind of stuff. Questions can be about what I just talked about or about other things in general as well. And that's how the whole thing goes. If you do super chat at any point, I will usually at the end of any time I do some sort of reveal, there's like a build up of super chats, and I'll go through and answer those and then jump to the questions. Yeah. So, there we go. And before I start going, how's everybody doing, y'all? Let's go. Greetings from Brazil. What's up, Alice? Let's go. Alice PBG. Nicholas Marion. Let's go. Sounds like an exciting night. It's gonna be. Let's go. So hyped. Flag. Let's go. Man, I'm doing good. This is the first week that I'm looking at my calendar, literally looking at my calendar right now, and the rest of the week is just DC20. Crazy. I do my son's birthday, my 1-year-old Carter. It is his birthday on Friday. So that's gonna be a thing. So there's one DC20 hiccup there, but it's my son's birthday, so understandable. And Aegis Virium 20 gifted Dungeon Coach memberships. Oh my gosh, happy birthday's right. There we go. There's Carter's birthday present. There you go. But that's what's up. Thank you, Aegis. Aegis always coming in with the freaking memberships. Man, making it rain in here. But yeah, it is the best feeling because now with so many things out of the way, October marks the first month where I'm actually like, hey, let's freaking lock it in, y'all, right? So super excited. And as you'll see with a lot of these class things, a lot of the classes are locked in as well. So let's go. Let's get 0.9 done. Yes, for sure. So here we go. I am going to drop some bombs on 0.9 and announcements and stuff. You'll hear it first here. That's what's up. And then we'll kick it back over into Q&A mode. So, ciao. Oh, look at the background though. I don't know. Is it too dark? I don't know. Okay, no, don't answer that. I gotta focus. Okay, here we go. I'll get caught up with any super chats that I miss. I'll go here. I'm gonna throw this over here. I'll go here. I'll gotta minimize chat for a second. Okay, boom. Bit dark, but great. I don't know. Maybe I could add. I know what I need. Okay, anyway, focus. Let me move this over here. Wait. What? I have my list. I curated a list of all the changes for each class today. So here we go. Oh yeah, hydration check. All right. Here is your 0.9 October 1st update of DC20, where it's at, what's going on, what's the status and all this kind of stuff, and a little bit of a hint as to maybe when 0.9 might be coming out too. Crazy. I know I never say dates, and even the date I might be going to say, don't hold me to it. I'm going to be doing the best we can here. So here's the big picture. 0.9. The good news, bad news here. Bad news as far as what things have caused delays in 0.9 being done. I initially first wanted to be done at the end of October. That was when I first thought of it. That was the thing. But some things, which I'm going to show and talk about all in this video, have came up, which is the bad news of delays are always categorized as bad news, but it's necessary bad news because what we've been doing is polishing off the classes in preparation for attaching subclasses to these things. Just like you saw going from 0.7 to 0.9, there was a class rework, and a lot of the classes got entirely reworked. But there's been playtesting and tons of playtesting. If you compare us to any system out there, I know there's a bunch of systems out there floating around right now. We are doing a lot of playtesting. We're getting a lot of feedback, making a lot of tweaks and changes. I'm currently spamming one-shots of a bunch of different types of things myself, team, community, everybody. So there has been some things coming through the cracks as far as those level 1 and 2 features, absolutely polishing them off to fix things. An entire rework of a fighter from the ground up. Feature reworks, and I'll talk about all of that and kind of go through each class right here as well. But that has to happen before we do subclasses, because if we do subclasses and attach them to level 1 and 2 features that then get changed, then we have to fix that, and it's just not, we are trying to go slow at first so that we can speed up and build up faster, right? Because as soon as 0.9 comes out, I want to keep going, rolling right on into the next and the next and the next. So here's the big picture. The big update, if you haven't heard about this one, I've been talking about these in live streams all the time as far as early information I talk about. I do live streams. If anybody didn't know this, I do live streams every Thursday, 8:30 Central Standard Time. I do patron only live streams every Wednesday morning, and every week, live streams every week. So here is the update of what the big picture change is. And it led to some ripple changes as well for all classes. At level 2, this was always the intent, but if you didn't know this, at level 2, you are going to be getting, instead of having 2 class features and 1 talent, you are going to be getting 1 class feature and a talent. Now, if a class has 2, at level 2, if they get 2 class features, probably one of those is staying as is, and the other one is going to be converted into a class talent. So it's probably not going away unless there's some sort of rework going on there. But it was never truly the intention to have at level 2, you get 2 class features and a talent, which you can go get a third class feature from another. Oh my gosh, that's a big power boost. It's too much power scaling as far as like a big jump from level 1 to 2. I don't want to have these massive jumps from level to level, right? Level 1 to level 2, I want to be a smooth jump. It's going to be a nice solid jump. You get all the little doodads, but you only get 1 class talent as far as, you only get 1 class feature and a talent that you can go spin on whatever you want, or you get the idea. So that's the new change, which is technically, if you want to call it, a nerf to all classes, because instead of 2 class features and a talent, you only get 1 and a talent. But I think that's a much healthier spot for the game and a much smoother curve for power scaling as you level up. Now, what that causes is a ripple effect through all 13 classes, because every single class, all 13 of them, had 2 class features. So pretty much the simple thing is one of them has been plucked, like I said, to be a talent, and the other one stays, is in general how things have worked. You'll see that as you know, more things get revealed as time comes closer. But what also happened is some class fixes and reworks. So I have a list right here of every single class that has the little tweaks and changes. I'm not going to outline each change, what it is, how it is, because again, this could change in the next month or so. So I don't want to say it. I'm going to talk about the general picture of what's going on, and then y'all will be able to see a good vision of what the game's going to look like for those classes to be able to be leveled up to level 3 and lock in those subclasses. So there are 5 classes that did not get changed at all. Props to them. Barbarian, Commander, Ranger, Sorcerer, Monk. No changes. Barbarian, Commander, Ranger, Sorcerer, Monk. No changes. Super solid. Props to them. Awesome stuff. There are some changes as far as the features at level 2, and things have been popped out and moved around. But in general, they were good to go. And then I'll also say the Druid is currently under construction. We are having that's the literal thing we're working on this week. It's the last class to be kind of making sure we do a little scan on it. Because I'll give a little bit of hints to this. The Druid wild form is under fire right now. We are analyzing it, especially analyzing it in regards to the Circle of the Moon Druid. It's not going to be called Circle of the Moon Druid, but there is going to be a subclass for Druid where it amplifies their wild form. But what does that look like? We have to see what that level 3 looks like. We have to see what the level 1 looks like. How does it scale? How does it interact? In what ways is the Circle of the Moon Druid going to be able to boost their wild form? You get the idea. So Druid's under construction right there. But now here's the list of the other things. The Rogue and Bard. The Rogue and Bard were sneaky. Literally, I guess. The Rogue and Bard, if nobody knew this, is in the class table. Every single class, all 13 classes, the Rogue and the Bard were the only two classes that actually had different skills on the skill tables. If you look at the skill tables, they actually get more skills by default than any other class. And it wasn't accounted for through features, and it wasn't it was like this sneaky backdoor. You just get more skill points. Shh, don't tell anybody, right? That's not as far as the accountability of classes and class balance and power scale, power budgets for all the classes and being able to manipulate that, and multi-classing, being able to pick up certain things. There was a whole section of Bard stuff that you couldn't get to because it was embedded into the table itself. So long story short is Rogues and Bards have had those skills on their skill tables removed from the skill tables and added to their class features. So now Bards, for example, one of their class features is going to give them more skills in the actual class feature that you could multi-class and go pick up if you wanted to feel more Bard-like, instead of it being buried in the table where you could not access it in any way if you were another class trying to dip in, right? And then Rogues in the same way. They are going to be able to have some of their things condensed. Cunning Action and some other things are condensed into Cunning Action and their expertise feature, and things are being condensed together. So that's where your skill is going to be, and you're going to be able to get more skills through your class talents and through your class features instead of into the table, right? So that's a quality of life thing for the Bard and Rogue. And also Rogue, while we're at it, is Thieves Can't. It's a flavor feature, but we're here talking about flavor, y'all. Thieves Can't has been changed to cipher, a cipher language, right? Cipher speech is what it's called. Instead of Thieves Can't, where you have these sneaky thief signals you can do, cipher speech is a new language a new secret language, you can call it. It can be a high society, low society, political, between siblings. You and your sibling have a secret language where you know that this means something between you and your twin sibling or something. You can have a cipher speech, and that's the language you choose, is twin speak between you and your twin, or a secret spy language, or a bounty hunter language, or a thieves can't language, or the slums, a certain language of the slums, or a certain language of high society. And you understand that if you do and you know how to certain things and get across secret messages and stuff. So it's basically taking Thieves Can't and expanding it. I probably went off on that tangent a little bit longer, but I do think it's a cool little flavor thing. And Bards, technically on paper, were the most overpowered class in the game. They got the most amount of power budget with the things that they got at level 1. They got a bardic performance. They got more spells. They got a remarkable weapon. You can pick spells from anywhere. You got more skills. And then at level 2, you got 2 more features. Bards were just loaded up. And also, bardic performance was one of the highest performing individual class features. It is very strong. If you have not play tested it, do the performance where you gain 1 temporary hit point at the start of every. Oh wow, it's pretty strong. 1 temp HP at the beginning at level 1 is a lot. That's a big percentage of the health pool. So bardic performance has been moved to 2nd level. And some things have been reorganized and restructured, like I just talked about with the skills and talents, to clean up that 1st level. And now 1st levels is much more balanced, and Bards aren't overloaded in that way. So Bards are in a much better spot now and fit in line with everybody else. Wizard has some clarifications, small changes for Wizard. Is Arcane. Arcane only spells is in their spell schools. It says you could pick a school and learn spells from that school that are only arcane. People were taking restoration and then going to the divine list of spell schools and stuff like that, and it's designed to be arcane only spells. This will make more sense whenever it was 0.10 releases, which is all the spell overhaul of everything. So that isn't a huge thing right now, but that was the intent of the rule in the first place. And the flavor feature again for wizards has been updated. Instead of a spell book where you have the spells and your game master has to give you scrolls to be able to put into your book, and it runs into the same problems that D&D wizards run into. The wizard feature still has the class fantasy of having the ability to learn more spells, but it's actually codified through every time you gain a wizard class feature, you gain a new spell in that way. So you will be learning spells, but they will be ritual spells. And it's a ritual caster type of situation where you have a book that you can learn ritual spells in, and you are really good at casting ritual spells as your flavor feature. So I think it's a perfect person to get that for the wizard. So there's that. Spellblade, super simple fix here. There was a fix on the Hex Warrior feature. There wasn't a save attached to it, so that's been adjusted to where it's all contests should be a spell check versus a save on the enemy's part to contest in that way. So the save aspect of the Hex Warrior for Spellblade has been adjusted, but that's literally it there. Warlock has with their features, there was a level 1 feature they had that was like Sacrificial Bond or whatever. It's been changed. A lot of the wording of Warlock and the feel or the vibe of Warlock, ever since it's been released, there was a lot of concerns by the community that I've absolutely heard all of you guys on about. It's too blood themed. It's too emo themed. It's too dark. It's too, you know what I'm saying? Because what if you have an angel patron? You know what I'm saying? So all of the language of the Warlock has been kind of reframed. Instead of like blood, life, health, everything being a setback, you're paying health to be able to gain a benefit. The concept is you are having a cost of some kind to be able to get a benefit. That cost might be health. The cost might be exhaustion. The cost might be you're exposed. The cost could be different things for a benefit of some kind, right? So it's not like I'm just spending my life essence or my blood or anything like that. You're going to be able to have a patron that is not just all purely evil. If you're wanting to have like a morally gray patron or an angel patron or whatever, that's going to be possible, especially with the new phrasing, and the flavor of it is not so dialed towards that. That's one big thing. And then changes at first level is some of the things that having to do with spending health have been removed, and we have added a way for warlocks to be able to heal themselves at first level, because it's important. Because if you are spending health and losing health, you're going to need to be able to find a way to gain back health so that there can be like a churning system, right? Not any sort of infinite loops where you can spend health to gain health to use health, nothing like that. But we want to be able to have warlocks have some sort of healing capacity in that way. So there's that for warlocks, and that leaves us to the last two and the biggest two, which was cleric and fighter. Cleric has a level 1 feature rework in their divine order. Their divine order was you can choose to be a Templar or a priest or a scribe, right? So you have your tank, your healer, and like your knowledge-based skill person, right? Okay, so that was what it was, and you had some little other things with having to do with radiant damage and other things like that. The problem is that was at level 1, and then at level 3 we're going to be your domains and your domain of this and choosing your god and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh man, I don't think this is right. This is so wanting to. I don't want to go through the whole design process of how the whole thing happened, because it's a long story. The cleric alone has been some of the biggest reasons of any sort of delays happening. To blame the cleric, but instead of having your domains happen at level 3 and having your subclass choose your god, which is pretty late to establish that type of level of flavor, right? We are switching those two things. So at level 1, clerics are going to be getting a class feature called Divine Domain or whatever it's called. But there's going to be, right now there are 15 different options, just like Spellblades, spell disciplines, and they have that list of options that they can choose from. Clerics are going to have a list of options, and you can pick 2, and you have a list of options, and you can pick 2 to be able to create your own domain for your own god. There's going to be things like fire. There's going to be things like war, peace, chaos, order, life, death, light, dark. You get the idea, right? And they're going to have a ton of different things to be able to mix and match. Like, ooh, I want to serve a cleric of the grave or whatever, right? You're going to have those options to be able to pick 2 at level 1. Awesome. And then at level 3, you're going to be able to choose. At level 1, you choose who your god is and all that kind of stuff through your domains. At level 3, you choose how you serve. How do you act out this power you have there's going to be a healing subclass. There's going to be a, more so like tanky type subclass. There can be the scribe type subclass with all the skills. There's going to be a adjudicator. There's going to be all the different types of stuff that clerics can go do. A banisher, someone that cleanses things, that cleanses conditions, someone that can remove things from enemies, someone that can dominate. Whatever. You're going to have subclasses for cleric based on how you want to play your cleric instead of what domains they are, right? So anyway, I think that solves a lot of problems as well, because if you want to play like a healing cleric, you don't have to be like, oh, well, I have to serve the life domain. No. Pick whatever domains you want. You could be war and fire. Sure, that could be your domain, and you could be a healing cleric of that god. Absolutely, go for it, right? So those things I think are very exciting. And then finally, the fighter was entirely reworked from the ground up, and I did talk about the fighter, and I had a video where I released all the things about fighter. You can check that one out. But basically, they have into all both of their level 1 features were brand new, and the level 2 feature is also new. You got more maneuvers. You get the technique master, which is part of that now. So technically, that's still that's still part of it. And then the fighting spirit is a cool buff that fighters get whenever combat first starts. You get to choose an offensive buff or a defensive buff, and there you get that. And then whenever a fighter becomes bloodied, that's when their second wind kicks in. They heal for a little bit, get a little bit more stamina back, and they're ready to go and crack them knuckles. Did you hear that? Oh, ow, I hate doing that. Anyway, that is the fighter. And then at level 2, they gain a D8 tactical dice, which is being able to add to your attacks, to your attack checks, or you could subtract the D8 from enemies' attack checks. So super cool. Fighter's in a really great spot now. I'm super excited about all the classes in this lineup. And then that brings us to subclasses. So I announced this last time. Sorcerer subclasses for 0.9 are going to be the Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer and the Celestial Bloodline Sorcerer. And the third one to be released at a later time that's not 0.9, but is going to be in the future, is Wild Magic. Ooh. I do a lot of these announcements in live streams as well, so check that out. I always post on Discord whenever. Link to Discord's in the description too. I always post on Discord what it's going to be about and what I'm going to be announcing, and I always do it at the first part of the stream, and then I do a Q&A afterwards, so there's that. And then the Ranger, it's going to be a Witcher themed. It's not going to be called Witcher because copyright reasons, but The Witcher, if you're familiar with that game series, you're going to be able to hunt monsters better, put little oils on your weapon, and alchemically boost yourself to be able to hunt and track and kill things better. The Witcher and the other 3 are kind of up in the air right now. We're still talking about there's a Trapper Ranger, there's a Planar Ranger, and there's a Power Ranger. I'm just kidding, there's not a Power Ranger. But lots of really cool and exciting things happening with all the subclasses. There's the big update. I can't wait to show you guys more, and I can't wait to see what happens 1 month from now and how much progress gets made, because truly I have been able to move things around in the aftermath of all of this craziness, and I really feel like now is the best time to be able to have things locked in and really see how far we can push 0.9. And I said at the beginning I would say it, and so I will say it, I almost forgot, is my best estimate for 0.9 is for sure by this year. That is my goal. I do not want it to go into the end of the year. I want it to be I'm just going to say December. It's going to be a Christmas present, right? Hopefully an early Christmas present. So don't quote me on that, but I want to give you guys a Christmas present of DC20 0.9, and it's going to be a huge, huge thing. That's my goal. That's my hope. Cross fingers crossed. I'm not going to wait till that. If it's ready sooner, it's ready sooner. And if it's ready later, I'm going to, dang it. But I will keep you guys posted in these as well. And that's probably the only time I'm ever going to say a date. Don't maybe ask me for dates again, because I know I'm trying here. So there's the whole thing. Stay creative. Think outside the box. Peace. So I said a date, y'all. And now I want to see what the chat's doing. Oh my gosh, the chat's flying. What? Okay. Whew. Okay. Whoa, there we go. All right, there we go. Yay, Merry Christmas. Hydration check. Whew. So there we go. Go ahead and ask your questions. Hashtag question. Hit me with your questions. But that's exciting. Penguin Ranger when? That's what's up. He says stream on Thursdays. Oh, I said stream on Thursdays. Oh, damn. That sucks. Oh, well. Hopefully people figure that out. Whoops. That's what happens when you do things live. So I'm not going to be able to go fix that either. So, oh, well. All right, let me get caught up on these super chats. Oh, my gosh. Y'all are sneaky super chatting. I'm going to caught up on the super chats, and I'm going to go to the questions. I have wolves here, so we're good there. So I'm going to have my questions there for tonight ready to go. Okay, cool. Here we go. Sean Van Beverholt, itching for 0.9, will likely start my campaign when it drops. Any news on Roll20 integration? Is there where I play most often? I love the game. Yeah, I've been playing on Roll20 as well. I ran a game for Insight Check and some people on Roll20. Absolutely fine. I had no problems. I know there's not automated character sheets and all the things like that. That's what's all coming. But I will say, funny you asked this about this. I have a meeting with Demiplane a week and a day from now. 1 week and 1 day from now, I have a meeting with Demiplane. And they are going to show me what the current status of DC20 looks like on Demiplane. I'm going to ask them if I can screen record or take pictures or do things like that and then show you guys in the following week's live stream. But that's some super exciting stuff there. So you're going to be expecting some things coming out from them soon too. So yeah, buckle up for that. And then Avenue Studios, what's up, y'all? Hail, Coach. October officially dubbed the DC20 month because we are starting our DC20 live campaign with Eddie. Yes, let's go. Eddie, my lead game design, my director of game design, is going to be joining Avenue Studios and playing some DC20 on campaigns there. So I can't wait to see that because I can't wait to watch Eddie play some DC20 as well. So he better not mess up. Huh? You know what I'm saying? That'd be embarrassing. You guys are awesome. And then y'all are a part of it for sure. Araxis with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Araxis. Oh man, so many. That's 30 memberships tonight, y'all. Shoot. Cyber Riot. Random, since you're not teaching now and you don't have to maintain a professional image, you should totally grow your hair out to match the beard. You know what's so funny? I actually thought about that. Like, I need a haircut right now. Like, it's getting a little long back here. I was like, you know, what if I grow it out? My whole life, I had shaggy hair. My whole life, it was like down to here, like surfer, shaggy, thick surfer hair. So I don't know. Maybe we do that. Maybe we do that, Cyber Riot. You might have just pushed me over the edge there. So maybe I do. That's funny. Oh man, I love that. Thank you, Cyber Riot. Logan, too edgy, too dark. Then there's me and more edge. All the edge. Yes, I play VTM. What about it? The edgelord, a rogue warlock multiclass. That's Logan there. So what about those rogue subclasses? Oh, Liam, yeah, no. That's gonna be next week. Rogue subclasses we'll probably talk about next week. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that was the big announcement for this week. No subclass walkthrough this week. And then Dougster Morales, love you. I love you too, Dougster. Have you ever thought about adding some survival game mechanics to your games? What do you think of these mechanics? Would be cool? Would it be the way the games flow? So this is a popular question, and I'm excited for it because those rules are going to be in the advanced gameplay guide. I don't think they have a place in the core rules because I want the core rules to be like, this is DC20. If you want to get the DC20 experience, play this game, blah, blah, blah. Like what's best for like the most amount of people and cast the widest net. That is what I want in the core rules of DC20. What Dougster's talking about absolutely is a super cool thing that I would love and would use in some of my games, but they are more so like variant rules or taking an aspect of the game and dialing it to 10 or 11, you know. Take this and run with it. Take mass combat and run with it. Take crafting system, you know what I'm saying? So that's going to be in the advanced gameplay guide. So that's the type of stuff that'll be there. But absolutely that will be on the table. Let's go. Kyle Doring, we did it. Coach set a date, even if it's late. And hey, that's also some strategy there too. Just throwing that out there. If I say a date, I'm going to probably add a month or two to it. Like if I ever say a date, I won't say dates, but if I ever do, it's probably going to be an overestimate is what my hope is, right? And then can't wait to run a Halloween one-shot on the 28th. Oh, yeah, let's go. I'm running a Halloween one-shot as well on the 27th. So stay tuned for that, Cameron. I don't know if my players are watching, but there's a pumpkin beholder. There's a pumpkin big guy with a giant axe. There's a bunch of little pumpkin themed things that are going to be haunting them. One of my players is actually painting the minis, so she has a little bit of a spoiler going on there, but it's going to be okay. And then Bardic Aggravation. Whoa, $40 super chat for Bardic Aggravation. What are you doing, bro? Your sorcerer is the best in the game, in the genre. Oh, okay. Your sorcerer is the best in the genre. Will you be releasing your 300 wild magic effects with the final product? Actually, that's what we're talking about. So Wheeler, I just said in that little breakdown video, but if so the 3 subclasses are going to be Draconic, Angelic, or Celestial, whatever you want to call it, and Wild Magic. Wild Magic is purposely slated as the 3rd one, so there's more time to answer that question. In my head right now, I see the D300 table being the Wild Magic table for like Wild Magic and everyone, like the game, and then there being a Sorcerer Wild Magic table, right? Right now, there's only a Sorcerer Wild Magic table, but I want to have like a D300, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where my head's at. So, interesting. And then Ryan Algary, thank you for the joining as a member. NEPF. Oh, and you got a message. Nice, Ryan. You figured out the whole combo. Is if you're a member, you have like these messages you can send. So it's super cool, Ryan. NEPF2 Thaumaturge inspiration in Witcher. That rings a bell. So I think somebody said that like a few months ago. Somebody said that. I went and looked into Pathfinder 2 East Thaumaturge. I remember that, and I took some notes on it. So I don't know what pieces are going to be in there inspiration-wise, but I went and took notes on the Thaumaturge. So if anything sticks out to me, I might take it and run with it. Kuramonics, last week's reveal got me to buy Witcher 3. Hey, oh man, I should have talked to Witcher, the Witcher franchise, and thank you for introducing me to what is now one of my favorite games ever. Super stoked for 0.9. Honestly, I think I've played Witcher, and I was in the middle, but then like something in life happened, and I wasn't able to play anymore. And then I haven't touched it again. So I've never been able to fully play the Witcher series, but I've heard nothing but great things about it. So, yep. That's awesome, Kuramonics. That's funny. Seraph, any ideas when we'll get DC20 crafting rules? Whoa, crafting rules 0.10. Whew, Seraph. So crafting rules isn't going to be in the core rules. Crafting rules, there's going to be an aspect of crafting through the downtime system, which is going to be in the core rules. But true crafting, like a crafting system and like monster parts, and you have monster parts with different properties, you can make magic, like that's an entire supplement. That's an entire book that's going to be released alongside the Artificer and crafting and war forges, the mech people, right? That's going to be an entire supplement. So yeah, there's going to be a ton on that, but that's going to be down the line when it comes to that category together, right? Roll with us DMs. Let's go. What's up, y'all? I'm running the Hunted at a local convention. Let's go. That's awesome. That is awesome. There's also going to be a new version of the Hunted released once we polish off the system for how we are innovating how adventures are written. So heck yeah, let's go. Probably won't be in time for the convention though, so don't get your hopes up there. And then Logan, going off of the advanced player guide, will we be getting advanced damage options like losing an arm, hand, leg? And yes, coach, I'm a rough main. So advanced damage, I think what you're talking about is lingering injuries. I don't know what advanced damage means, but losing an arm, hand, leg, etc. Yes, lingering injuries. If you're familiar with Alcander's Almanac, I have a lingering injuries table in Alcander's Almanac, and I have a whole philosophy around that. And yes, that's going to be exactly what we were talking about earlier with, I think, who was talking about that? Dougster. Yeah. So, yep. Got you covered, brah. Duskbreaker, what's up, Duskbreaker? Campaign has been leading up to a mega showdown for a BBGE Lycanthrope showdown on Halloween with a blood moon eclipse in the game cataclysmic event. Oh my gosh, Duskbreaker. Thank you for sharing that with us. Oh my gosh. That is quite epic and quite coincidental of a showdown on Halloween with a blood moon on the werewolf. Wow. That's awesome. Roll with us again with a super chat. How many answers your point / train skating level 4? 2. That's easy enough. There you go. Roll with us. Liam, will other classes get access to wild magic through subclasses or class talents? In general, there's nothing off the top of my head. There's no like a cleric has a chance. If a cleric had a chaos god, there is some things. Actually, I will say this: if two of the orders of the divine domain orders that I talked about, one of them is order, one of them is chaos. The chaos cleric does have the ability to tap into wild magic. I will say that. I will confirm that. But it's a choice that they make if you choose chaos as a cleric. But I think off the top of my head, that's the only one, unless there's another class like a wild magic barbarian that goes through as far as the core rules. But yeah, there's that. And then Ziggy Boy, with subclasses and domains being separate entities for clerics, will the same thing happen for warlocks? Technically, they already do happen for warlocks. You already have 4 different pact options as far as what's your pact. Hey, what kind of pact do you have? Boom, and you can choose your pact. So technically, they already do. From my perspective, warlocks, they make a pact. They make the pact at level 1, and there it is. And their subclass is based on the pact that they made it with, or the entity type creature that they made it with, and that comes online at 3rd level. But you absolutely already have the flavor bits along the way leading up to that as well. So I think warlock's in a fine spot for it. I don't think the solution is like, oh yeah, give all these options at level 1 to classes. I don't think that's where I'd want to go with that, because ultimately I love where warlock's at as far as their subclass setup, their level 1 setup, everything. I think I love where they're at. And then, will sorcerers get similar treatment to clerics? Okay, we're gonna have a talk about this one. So Rose Nebula, we're gonna have a whole talk. Can we get a Spellblade subclass preview? Nice try, Black Flash. I will say there was the subclass previews that I do. I've done one for sorcerer, did one for ranger. Those are gonna come through in like a very clean order. Like I think I'll even show you guys. I'll show you guys. Where is it at? Okay, there's that, and then it'd be back one more. And then subclasses, here it is. And there's the numbers. Okay, there we go. So this is what y'all are looking at right here. Wrong thing. Let me move this, can I grab it? There we go. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So they would have to be purple. They'd have to be purple for us to go down that road. And I mean, I could like, oh yeah, this is kind of, but I want to be able to present it. I want to be able to present it in a way that's like coherent and makes sense and all that kind of stuff. So no on the Spellblade sneak peek, but stay tuned because they'll be coming down the docket. But thank you, Black Flash, for the first time super chat. Let's go. You know, since Black Flash, it was a first time super chat. Mage Slayer, Battle Mage, Arcane Archer, Shield Blade. Sounds weird. Maybe it should be Spell Shield. Maybe that's the better name for it. Shape-shifting Weapon, Sling Blade, which is like a shooting, the gun blade from like Final Fantasy type stuff. Duplicate Echo Knight, Trickery Illusions, Death Knight, Paladin, Nature Warden, Hexblade. Okay. I've said too much. Logan, for my own pride, I meant Rogue, main, side. For my own pride, I meant Rogue. Oh, you meant Rogue. Okay. See, Rogue main. See, okay. I it makes more sense now. So thank you for that, Logan. Kyle Doring, my players want to build Hamlet. Want to build Hamlet. What does that mean? Hemelt. I don't know who Hemelt is. Hemelt? I think that's maybe some sort of anime character or some sort of show. I don't know. I absolutely don't know what that is, and I feel bad now. So I'm sorry, Kyle. I watched Dungeon Craft's video, Why I Hate Dark Vision, and I agree it runs fear of darkness, or real life animals that can see in the dark still require some light to work. Will DC20 nerf dark vision? Yeah. DC20 is trying to. I agree that dark vision is just hand waved. Like dark vision and light in general is just hand waved entirely. I want to give it a shot of having a good fun way of having a mini game of like light and stuff. I think that's important. I think DC20 is set up to do it in a cool way. So there's that. And then I'm running a CMK Hospital Extra Life charity event in Austin on November 2nd. A DC20 one shot is the final big event. We're healing kids and hyping DC20. Oh my God, Crocodile. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Oh my gosh. DC20 one shot is the final big event. Oh my gosh. Crackaday. Reach out to one of my moderators on Discord and we'll get together an email and maybe I can like throw in some giveaway stuff give away some stuff for free for the convention. That's freaking awesome, Crackaday. That's awesome. Man, that's so cool. Benny Tubbles. Biney Tubbles. What a cool name. Evening, Coach. Any talk of Wild Magic Artificer or some other kind of unstable tinkering? I can't wait for 0.9. Keep up the amazing work. And first time super chat. Thank you, Benny. I think every single class could have an Art of Wild Magic. I've even put my money where my mouth is and did that for 5e. I did a 5e Wild Magic whole entire supplement. It's one of my favorite things I've made. So guarantee you me, I probably will be doing that again at some point, whether it be a side project I do them by myself or something that comes to the pipeline. I could absolutely see in that be a DC20 magazine type situation. But yeah, unstable tinkering, absolutely. The alchemist, it blows them in their face and stuff and something wild happens. I love it. And so yes, Artificer absolutely can see doing that. That gets me excited. Thanks for that super chat. Where my head went, I love it. And then Samir Yalamanchi, with Warlocks getting their patron at first level with their flavor feature, but with the subclass at third level being patron based, are they essentially locked into their subclass choice at first level? Okay, perfect timing. So this is gonna be a rant. Not a rant, and when I say rant, this isn't like I'm not upset. This isn't a rant like, oh, how this is ridiculous. Listen up. No. This is like a in-depth explanation of a game philosophy design principle. And J Dobbs is here. Made it to the stream, 0.9 hype. Let's go. Okay, so here's the philosophy. Sorcerer, draconic sorcerer. Let's go down this path. Absolutely, I understand where people are saying certain classes can lend themselves to choosing a subclass earlier, right? Now, I have made the decision in DC20 for every class to get their subclass at third level. I think that does a lot of really good things for the game. I think it just absolutely does. That's a whole separate topic to talk about if that's a valid thought or not. But having everyone have a similar class progression, everyone gets it at third level, sixth level, ninth level. That's where the subclasses happen. Everybody get, you know what I'm saying? I think that's just beautiful, and I think that's the way it should be. So with that being said, I think there's plenty of things in the game currently that give you some choice early on to let you be able to establish yourself and put your toe towards the thing you're building towards, right? You're not locked in, but you're at least stepping in that direction. So I'll use Spellblade for an example, because Spellblade has a literal spell disciplines that have a bunch of options. So Spellblade, let's say you want to make a Spellblade. We're going to say that there's a, hypothetically, don't quote me on this. Let's say there's a Paladin subclass for the Spellblade. Let's just go out on a limb, right? So there's a Paladin subclass for the Spellblade. At level 1, let's say you don't know that. Actually, we're going to do two different characters, right? Player A is on his A game. He knows exactly this build all the way to level 20. He's built out his entire character. He already knows. This player A, he's got it planned out. Player B is just kind of winging it, right? He's just kind of winging it. Who knows, right? So player A picks level 1. At level 1, they pick, I already know, and they pick their the acolyte and the healing feature and the cleansing feature and the lay on hands type feature, and they pick all their paladin type features. Yes, and they pick it right there. Awesome. Player B did the warrior one where you're able to be more martial, and they picked Blink Blade. They had no intentions of being a paladin. Cool. Player A's having fun, player B's having fun. They level up to level 2, they spend a talent in some way or in shape or form. Player B just spends it randomly and picks something else that sounds cool and whatever. And player A planned it all out. He multi-classes into cleric, takes a level 1 dip into cleric, gets something else to feel even more paladin-y, right? And then level 3 comes, and they get to be a paladin now. I think Both of those characters are absolutely valid in picking Paladin. If you wanted to lock yourself in early on, there's steps that you could do to do that. If you didn't want to lock yourself early on, you're also fine because you're a Blink Blade Paladin. That's cool. Divine Light shines as you rush to the next location. Like, super cool. Go for it, right? Build whatever you want. So now that's the Spell Blade. Let's now use Sorcerer for an example, and we'll use a Draconic Sorcerer. Again, player A is making a Draconic Sorcerer knowing that they're going to be a Draconic Sorcerer. Player B is like, I don't know, I guess I'll choose Sorcerer. Let's see where this thing goes, right? So with Sorcerer, they have an innate power option, and the innate power option, there's a couple of things there. In fact, I'm gonna pull up Sorcerer right now. And again, I have the guise of I am making a Dragon Sorcerer. I am making a Draconic Sorcerer. So my entire point here is I don't think you need just Draconic abilities at level 1. I think it invalidates so much of the game. I think it pigeonholes so much of the game because now I can't release new subclasses, which is new bloodlines. I have to release new level 1 features, right? Which is then like, oh, that's strange. And then what on earth are sorcerer subclasses then? What, you know what I'm saying? Like I get confused as how to even think about it. So let's make a Draconic Sorcerer. So I have intuitive magic. I can learn an additional spell and cantrip from a sorcerer spell list. Okay, I'm going to pick more fire spells. Okay, or resilient magic. I have advantage on concentration checks. That makes sense for dragons too. I have advantage on concentration checks because I'm so durable. I'm partially draconic. I can just hold on to my magic because I'm so durable because I'm a dragon, right? Or unstable magic. I'm struggling between being a human and being a dragon boy. I'm wrestling with this magic a little bit of this mix of human, immortal, and dragon. Oh, I'm struggling with that, and you can represent that draconically. Absolutely. So hopefully you're saying some of what I'm saying here, because you don't need to pick a subclass or have these big massive tables at level 1. Wizards could have a whole list of all these different things, which they technically do because wizards get to choose a spell. They pick one of the spell schools, so they technically kind of already have that. Warlocks, who's your patron, and do you have a fiend patron, or do you have a genie patron, or do you have a devil patron, or do you have a wild magic patron? Do you have a aberrant mind, tentacle monster patron? Do you have an angel patron? None of that stuff has to be represented at level 1. Because you already have the tools by the spells you pick, the flavor you give your class, the choices you make with the pact you choose, the sorcerer's origin you choose. You can flavor everything at level 1 and 2, and then at level 3 it just comes online more and you're able to do more. So that's my whole stance and my whole spiel on it. I hope that makes sense, and I'm not dismissing the issue because I understand people are like, oh, well, what about level 1? Just give every class a bunch of things at level 1. If we did that, let's do, say, for Warlock. Let's list off every potential patron for Warlock, and then we put that at level 1. Now, dear God, a brand new player that wants to play a Warlock now has to literally lock in their entire progression towards a subclass, and they are locked in towards that subclass. There is no more player Bs. You can't be a player B anymore. What subclass do you eventually want to be at level 3? I don't, dude, wow, that's a lot of a commitment to have to, no. You have your list, you have some choices, make your choices, flavor it if you want, or fly by the seat of your pants. Plan it all out or not, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's my rant on that, and I'll try and get caught up now. But I do love those questions, and they're very valid concerns, so hopefully that helped give some insights there. J Doms, I already said that was Dougster's super chat and just said level up, 1 up, and there's a hippo, a hungry hippo chomping on 1 up. Thanks, Dougster. Mantic, what if I don't cut your hair until 0.9? Oh, I don't cut my hair until 0.9. Man, Mantic. Okay, I might do that. I might just hold myself to that. That's interesting. That's funny. Trixie Ray, hey coach, did you have a chance to look at the Guild Wars 1 rituals? Yes. And to see if one of your subclasses would match up as the patron live. Yes, I made the note of it. It was in my Trello board. I went and made a note of it. Yes, I absolutely was like, oh, interesting. And I just bipped around. Some of them landed in different spots. I think there's a Ranger, Spellblade. There's some different cleric. had some thoughts, just general mechanic type things. So yes, I did look through the ritualist. That I did that the very next day. Trixie Ray, I got you. And True Galahad, but DM of Warlock might want to include the patron. Yeah, so absolutely. So if you do want to play a Warlock and you want to have a game master that wants to dial up Warlock, I've seen game masters that could give a crap about the patron thing and they don't even interact. Myself as a game master, I love me some Warlocks and Clerics. I get to be a you know, and if that's the case, then you can decide that, right? You can absolutely decide that, work that out, and that's the thing between you and player, regardless of where they get their subclass in, right? The fact that the DM might want, what True said, the fact that a DM of a Warlock might want to include the patron, that happens regardless of if I have something at level 1 or not, right? I'm just forcing the choice or not forcing the choice, and I'd rather not force the choice. I'd rather than be able to choose a pact, they have a pact, and they don't know yet. Maybe they genuinely don't know yet. Why make them why no, you gotta choose your now. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a good thing. If you want to have a next level DM that wants to include the patron, absolutely. Have a conversation about that. The game master can look forward to see what the subclasses are as far as what options there are. Maybe it's the core rules, maybe only the core rules are released and there's only 3. And maybe so then he would have a conversation with his player about what potential patron that would be. And you would do the same thing. You would there's no difference in those two scenarios, whether or not it happens at level 1 or level 3. The game master and the PC would know what those subclasses are, whether they make that choice at 1 or 3, and you just do that. And that's it. So that doesn't invalidate any sort of character creation issues. So there we go. Now we are back to the chat. Boom. Whew. There we go. Hydration check. Hydrate. Thank you. Huh? There we go. There we go. All right. So, something I love in your approach to subclasses, you don't have to put a label on what the patron is. You might not know exactly who your patron is, but you have an associated mechanical aspect. Yeah. So, and that's kind of what I mean by player A. Some username. Thank you for that. That's kind of what I mean by player A and player B. Player A, I would be a player A. If I play a Warlock, I know what my patron is. I know all those things, right? And I'm going to make a character, and that character would feel so much like I would have a patron of some otherworldly patron. If I have an otherworldly patron, I'm going to probably pick spells that are going to be messing with people's minds. I'm probably going to be picking a pact that's probably the spell version of the cantrip one as far as the pact options, because the weapon doesn't really make sense. Maybe I choose the armor one. Maybe I choose the armor one because the armor one grants extra mental defense, and that's explained by the mental defense of why it's mental defense, mystical defense, because I have another worldly patron that protects my mind. Oh, it all makes sense. Or I could have a dragon patron, and that's why I have extra mystical defense, because so you can explain anything with anything. So there's no need to force that choice at level 1, because guarantee you, if you sit down at a table and you want to make some sort of thing at level 1, you're gonna feel like that in DC20 already. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. And, oh God, more penguins. So yeah, so there's that. And now I'm gonna jump on a question. I got some other questions here. I'm gonna jump into overtime. Because we're already at 9:25 now, and I just finally got caught up with super chats. That's crazy. And then wait. There we go. So question: will wild magic crafting be in 0.9? Will magic item crafting? Oh. So the wild magic, or I keep saying wild magic, the magic crafting, Agile Monk gifted 20 memberships. Oh my God, that's 50 memberships. Oh my gosh, y'all. We used to not even have 50 people in these live streams. That's insane, y'all. That's insane. Wow, thank you. Deep bow from the Agile Monk himself. Let's go. The wise man at the top of the mountain. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Sorry, to answer this question from Q, is the magic crafting system is probably going to be an advanced gameplay guide. The game master, the dungeon master guide book type situation. So that's way down the line, and that's why it was released in early access stuff, to be able to kind of play around with it, and you get to see an early version of that. Is why that's there. So that's definitely not 0.9 or 10. Joshua West question: is there any plan to make custom spells with a point buy system similar to weapons and ancestries? Love the idea of wizards getting to create their own spells. That system terrifies me, but I am interested in it. So the core rules of the game will not have a just custom spells, and you just like choose fire and this and that, and you just like, that spell system terrifies me because it's just gonna be broken. It's gonna be broken, right? Now, will there be a potential shot at, I can't even answer that question if that is how possible that will be until I do the deep dive of spells. But trust me, that's going to be on the back of my mind while doing spells and being like, and if it's possible, then absolutely there could be a spell expansion where there's modular spells. Like, I think that absolutely could be cool. But and technically, DC20 is already set up in a modular way. And if you want to think of it like, completely modular, where there are no spells, imagine this. There's literally not spells in the game. There's just like a table of choices you can make, and then you make every single spell up, right? There's that far into the spectrum. And then there's D&D, right? Where you have like spells, and there's certain spell levels, and there's upcasting, but there's not really upcasting. The kind of upcasting sucks. And you have like spells at certain spots, and that's it, right? Originally, DC20 was further down over here on the end of the spectrum, and we had like, okay, there'll be like one fire spell, one lightning spell, and that was originally where DC20 was. And I was like, yeah, but then there's going to be an optimal way. If there's only one fire spell, people are going to do the math on it, and there's going to be one optimal way to cast this fire spell, and that's just how that fire spell is going to be. And if you pick a fire spell, you pick the fire spell, or you know. And so then it just felt like the spells weren't as interesting, and spells weren't as cool, and choosing spells and learning spells and all that kind of stuff. So we have shifted to like the middle ground. So if there was D&D and wildly open, no spells, super mega modular, I'd say we're right in the middle, and I think it's the perfect sweet spot, honestly, from what y'all have seen from spells. I think y'all see the vision, and that's where we're at right now. Originally, it wasn't one notch over this way, and we'll see about that, and I could see a resource being made in the future that might be like, hey, what would here's let's see how this goes. But right now, this is kind of where it's at. So there's that. So, and then Tamer subclass, Luna, the legendary husky. My wife doesn't let Luna be in any games where the character of Luna could die, because she's like, no. And like, so I that's a hard ban. I can't have Luna exist in a fantasy game, like a tabletop roleplay game, because she could die, and then that's a no. So I'm banned from having Luna be in any games. But fantasy, like some art. Oh my gosh, y'all, Liam. What if in the Tamer art, like whenever we release the Tamer art, what if one of the art pictures is like my wife? Oh my God, she's probably not watching this, but I'm gonna get commissioned a badass Tamer girl with like hair pulled back, and there's like this massive like dire husky beast. How cool would that be if that's the... That's so cool. Hope she wasn't watching. War Daddy, how about wild magic subclasses where you have to roll randomly on a chart for talents, features? Oh my gosh. War Daddy. A wild magic like class where you just like level up randomly. That's insane, War Daddy. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, so we're gonna do the giveaway. It is 9:30. It is giveaway time. Everybody you know what to do. Say potato in chat. I'm just kidding. Say something. Say anything you want. Say a number. Say an emoji. Do a purple hearts or whatever to win your giveaway. This is a giveaway we do every single week. We haven't hit the goal in here in a while. The goal is for a Die Hard Dice gift card giveaway, but every single live stream, no matter what, even just because we're doing it, we do a giveaway of DC20. Last week I gave away a book. I gave away a hardcover book. I've given away dice before. It's whatever you're thinking. It also depends on like what you've got and what you have, and if you've backed the Kickstarter or not, and all that kind of stuff. So if you win, message a moderator. I'll explain that again here in a second. I'm gonna give people a second. I'm gonna give people a second to say something, but you need to say something so that Nightbot knows you're here. I'll answer a few more questions from queued up here, because I do appreciate everybody that answers those questions early on. Lightning question: After things are settled and calmed down, would you like to do a video about the retrospective on game development? Oh yeah, I would love that. I've been trying to document. The path, the progression of game design development of how to create a TTRPG and what it was like doing it. I have been making little notes along the way, like a breadcrumb trail for myself. So that would be super cool. Super cool. And then Joshua West, is there any plan to make custom spells with a point? But hey, we just talked about that. Hey, haha. La Macha. Question: any system/mechanic that we haven't asked that you want to tell us? Woo. I will say this: tomorrow or the day after, the DC20 magazine Volume 4 is challenge rules. That is the system I'm finally excited to kind of give to you guys. It is the early access version of the rules. It is it releases tomorrow or the day after, but it's going to be skill challenge for social skill challenge, combat skill challenge, exploration skill challenges, how skill challenges work, how they lay them out, tips on how to run them, the flow of it, how to everything, right? So that is going to be a huge resource. Wait, did Agile Monk just give 20 more? Did Agile Monk just give 20 more? What? We're at like 70 now. Agile Monk gave 40. We're at 70 gifted memberships, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. Thank you guys. Wow. Wow, making it rain. Agile Monk is making it rain memberships from the top of the mountain. If y'all didn't know, Agile Monk lives at the top, high of mountain. It's one of those spiral staircase mountains. You have to go all the way up to the top, and you get to the top. You're exhausted. He's there, and you have to give him a deep bow, and then rain drops and falls. Dungeon Coach YouTube memberships. So dear God, it's called Eagle Mountain. Let's go. Salute to the Eagle Mountain. Oh, nice. And I also see the potato emoji, which is perfect timing for the winner of the live stream. Winner. Here it goes. Don't fail me. Nightbot, wake up. Nightbot is here. It says, and the winner is James Witten. James Witten is subscribed to this channel. There you go, James Witten. James Witten, you won. So James Witten, go to Discord, talk to a moderator. Their names are in red. Message one of them. They'll get your email. It will give them your email that you backed the Kickstarter with. Or if you didn't back the Kickstarter, that's fine. It's all good. And we'll get you hooked up and get you set up with DC20 or extra stuff or add on to the thing or whatever you backed and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Awesome. Let's go. So there's the update. There's the big news, and I'm excited to add stuff to the docket this month and see what's going on and how much we can get done in October. And at the end of October, I feel like at the end of October, I will have a really good estimate of when that actual 0.9 will drop, and if it's going to be an early Christmas or a late Christmas or something else. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all the gifted memberships. That's insane. I think that's the most gifted memberships we've ever had. So many green names in the chat. You were here. You're here to see it. So stay creative. I think I said the box. Love you guys.